Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader, and in the last one we kind of found a hard lock for a side quest, Owlcats in particular. I was hoping that if I continued finishing this system that the quest would progress, but it didn't. I looked it up, it's a known issue. We have to get our check here, so we're going to do this again. Okay, if you want to read through this stuff, we did it last time, so we're going to order them to stop the battle. And then I believe we need to get one of these to work. Ask them about the transgression. Succeeded this time. We failed both of these last time. The patrol's captain reluctantly admits that there is no conclusive proof this system is sometimes the target of pirate raids. However, this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humanity. Okay, so actually it looks like this one we have to get. That one's just a little free experience. Demand Corda's worship, ceases fire immediately and retreats. Failed. Okay, well, this is interesting. We have a 50-50 lock for hard locking this quest because the other half of it is bugged. You know I hate that. I tried to do it without reloading a save, but we have to, because otherwise we just lose out on her entire quest. Just because the other half of it is bugged. You know I hate that. Okay, we got it this time. Unwilling to engage in open battle against the flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edge of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenoship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadow of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration, and the Voxmaster reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more the Xenotech can endure before the irreparable happens. Okay. The Aeldari are too scared and resentful of the Monkey for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Owlcat is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elentok if she is allowed to speak with them. Okay. Almost 70%, that ain't bad. Let Owlcat speak with her kin. Oh, come on. Seriously? Fuck you. Alright. I'm only mad because it's a bug. As soon as we move past this bugged quest, I'll be happy again. I'll do this all day if I have to. How are we getting our 50-50s and this many times missing on the 2/3 chance? Really? Game? 70%. Fucking do it. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I actually don't even know if that persuasion check is required, but I ain't risking not getting this. Shit. Did not mean to do that. I'm gonna pause and I'll come back and let you know how many more times I have to do this before I get those two checks. It is the Emperor's will for us to crush them. So I'll see you all in a minute. It took me 6 more tries. And I only failed the 50-50 one other time. Like, the odds of missing out on that many 70s while getting that many 50-50s is insane to me. It's upsetting. I'm annoyed, but alright. Now we're past this. So I'm gonna improve my mood exponentially. Okay. 2 watches pass and the Xenos finally decide to answer. Yuliet's pleas concerning the Elentox's assistance, guardedly asking how exactly the Monkey can help their vessel. The Aeldari note that the humans' primitive technologies are incapable of healing the Aeldari vessel's wounds. The sudden benevolence of one human is equally incapable of bringing back those who perished in the recent engagement. Okay? I think giving them provisions and medicines might be the best option. Once again, I don't know how safe that many of them would be to have on our ship, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I can guarantee their safety. We're gonna just let them do their thing. Mercifully grant the Xenos provisions and medicines. The Xenos half-heartedly thank the rogue trader and turn their ship toward distant stars and inevitable death in the void. No words are exchanged on the bridge, but everyone understands that the wounded ship will never make it there. A few Terran days later, a blue flash at the edge of the system confirms the vessel's unfortunate fate. I swear to God, there's like no way to help these people. And only the thin figure of the Aeldari stands motionless against the backdrop of the intricate stained glass windows, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Yuliet's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for their attempt to save those who could hardly be saved. I don't know if it was the right choice. I don't think the ship would have. I don't think bringing them on our ship would have been a great idea, but. Oh yeah, the mirror. No, destroy it immediately. The crew blasts the crater, raising a cloud of dust that blocks the Agar array, confirming the mirror's destruction is impossible for the time being. It could not have survived such a powerful explosion, definitely not. Okay, so let's just double check this, make sure that this, we saw the tag come up for this side quest, so I think we're no longer in a bugged state, and we can continue her quest, so that's good, okay. Really unfortunate that they, have that quest bugged. They should get on that. We're gonna have to do that fight again, too. That was a tough fight, too. We'll have to see how we do, second round. Since we didn't do 2 fights, I don't know if we'll get enough experience to rank up our ship this time, though. A vigilant member of the Agar crew has detected small Xenos. We weren't able to find anybody. All right, wish me luck on our second go here. This was a tough fight. Let's see if we can replicate our win.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
All right, so this thing not having shields, maybe we should go after it a little bit harder to start off with. Can't speed up my turns, only theirs.
Engage the engines. Keep up the pressure!
Probably should have done that when I was facing more this direction. Does it always turn them further away from us, or is it just random? Either way, that thing has so much movement, it's gonna be just fine turning its ass around. Jerk. Left instead. No, why do you suicide yourself? No, it doesn't have to be this way. Why are you so dumb?
Emergency beacon detected. No survivors detected.
Okay, is that other ship is gone. Okay, cool. I'll take it. Let's see. I was really hoping. I didn't actually check it. Probably should have. I think we're gonna do that. So we kind of wasted that. That's okay.
Coordinates set.
God. How did you recharge that so fast? Boo.
Helmsman, take us in. Coordinates set.
Almost. Almost. If I had that, I'd probably destroy it. You know, mutual destruction on that ain't the worst. I'll take it.
Fire at will!
So rather than shields, these things are more like dodge tanks. That won't help us, will it? No, it will not. We tried.
Target destruction.
Another battle won. On to the next one.
Alright. Even though we had to reload, everything we did in this system was more effective. We took less damage. We're keeping more of our stuff. The only thing that is majorly different is that we don't have enough experience to get the level up. But whatever our next fight is, we'll probably be able to get it. Alright, I'm gonna do another hard save. We're through the bug. We're through the bug. Let's get out of the system. Okay, so we can get to Kiava Gamma. That's exciting. Lord Captain, according to telemetry, we are in the system of Kiava Gamma, the main industrial world of the Von Valancius dynasty. However, the Astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Gaprak have been unsuccessful. But wait, the Voxmaster is silent for a few seconds. Lord Captain, a new report. Kiava Gamma is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept it? Let's report. We know that Kiava Gamma is in a bad place right now. Like, they're completely messed up. Let's reply with our own request. As you command, Lord Captain. The Voxmaster switches to a nearby comm channel to relay your instructions to the crew. For several minutes, nothing happens. Lord Captain reporting, the manufactorum is ignoring all our requests and continues to send us its own. The longer we do not accept their message, the stronger and more persistent the incoming signals become. I've never seen anything like it. Suddenly, a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear violent tirades of garbled Benaric code, like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartment's Vox system. Looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. Okay. Start of picked recording. The void ship's bridge. Sounds of working cogitators and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting beeping sound, followed by lumens going out. In the dim glow of candles and emergency lights, one of the officers in frame cries out. Another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping of voxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with the compartments. One of the bridge officers turns to the throne. Lord Captain, the Vox stations are malfunctioning and overloading the system. None of our outgoing transmissions are getting through. The incoming ones that do make it are distorted beyond interpretation. The Lord Captain gives the order to... Decipher the incoming Vox transmissions at all costs. Proceed. A team of decryption experts gets to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cogitators. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console, another is writing something on a piece of parchment, but then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Dude, they are sending chaos into our ship through this shit. I should have just shut down everything, man. Another scream at Tech Priest, who was mid-prayer, tears himself to pieces with his own mechadendrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of picked recording damage after contact with unknown object. An enforcer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as he... rushes to help the crew, shouting orders. The image of the Pict is fuzzy, nothing but glimpses of people shouting, racket, and the Lord Captain's orders. Within minutes, the crazed crew members are either dead or bound and unconscious. The officers clustered around the Lord Captain are barely breathing but unharmed. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engine seer, who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with the taint. That is what I expected to happen, honestly. Like, I knew I shouldn't have accepted the transmission, but that's what I was trying to do when I tried to send my own thing, is bypass that. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint, and it is now running through the ship's veins. Omnicide preserve us. The Voidborn officer appears before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the bridge, there is a terminal for an isolated system that might still be unaffected. A loud pop. The pipes over the officer's head burst, and a blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through the cogitator panel. The picked frame spins uncontrollably. The servo skull was jolted by the gust. The picked recorder fogs over, the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and a death cry. Gas on the bridge. A junior attendant shouts and instantly doubles over, inhaling the poisoned air. The rogue trader... We're gonna give the order to evacuate. I feel like if we can get onto the planet somehow... I don't know, man. I don't know what the right option is. We're gonna evacuate, though. 80% succeeded. The rogue trader personally oversees the evacuation. Bring the plasma cutters. Get the wounded to the exit. The officers repeat his orders. When the servo skull following the rogue trader reaches the doors, they fall to the plasma cutters and crumble outward. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Carouse test succeeded, okay. Ooh, we barely made that one, 76. Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader, it's so weird, like having to get a lower, it's so weird how they present these. Leaning on a support beam, it does make sense when you actually think about it, but it's just funny. Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush his lungs with air. Then he straightens, smooths his uniform, and heads towards a goal known only to him. The servo skull follows. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter about in the dark hole, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Curt orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard, having lost all communication. The beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the fallen officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and blood stains, and on the floor of the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap, with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his ports. The Lord Captain decides to take his chances restoring the terminal. It's the only option I have, apparently. Tech use succeeded, okay. It's so weird that in these instances, it bases it off of your previously selected crew. Like, on the ship, it should be everybody in your party, shouldn't it? Like, we should be able to do this off of Pascal's tech. I actually don't like the way this works. Like, if we're on the ship, it should always be based on all of your party members, not just the ones that you took into your last dungeon. That makes no sense to me. Okay, but it doesn't matter. The rogue trader rips the power key off of the tech priest mechadendrite and opens the cover on the terminal. Sparks fly into his face, and he is confident in his manipulation of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up to now. When the machines went out of control and started turning people insane, others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation in the maintenance bay is the direst. The Lord Captain knows where help is needed most. He decides to This actually doesn't tell me what I'm doing. So I mean, like, if I'm sending them to the compartment where the situation is critical, what am I doing instead? I don't understand what the difference between any of this is, because it's not very clear. I'm gonna head to the maintenance bay myself, I guess. Rogue Trader arrives not a moment too soon. The crew, frightened out of their wits, have already cornered the priests of the Omnissiah and are about to execute them. The Lord Captain stands between the angry mob and the tech priests, his sheer presence already giving the crowd pause. Harshly cutting off any objections from the crew, the Rogue Trader orders the officers he gathered on the way here to escort the mutineers out and set up a guard post outside the bay, where the tech priests begin to offer desperate prayers to the crippled machine spirits. Return to the bridge. Uneventful. Crisis is past. Although wounded and crippled, the ship nevertheless is returning to its normal operation. Life on the bridge is as bustling as ever, even though the people are surrounded by destruction. The senior officers have the situation under control, and the people have been organized. The emergency crew have already finished repairing the pipes, the technomats are setting up cogitators and consoles, and the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By the comm station, the Rogue Trader runs into the Voxmaster. Praise the Emperor, you're in one piece, Lord Captain. Situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comm channels. Soon all the Voxcasters will be fully operational. Another man appears in the picked frame, a junior officer completely out of breath, carrying a heap of scrolls. The Voxmaster nods to him. Ah, here are the reports, Lord Captain. If you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the state of affairs on the ship. End of picked recording, 203 experience gained. Situation has been brought under control, more or less. I will eliminate the consequence of the attack. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave the system. Fortunately, the bridge suffered only minor losses. The reports mentions only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Kiava Gamma went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I will refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world. To avoid a second attack, I am afraid we have exhausted our options for remote analysis. More information can only be obtained by closing the distance or even sending an away party to the planet's surface. The Vox clicks as Heinrichs joins the channel. Time has come to remind you about our agreement. I must be present in your entourage during your expedition to Kiava Gamma. I am counting on your cooperation. The crew is awaiting further instructions, Lord Captain. Good God. Too much reading. My mouth is dry. The dwarf planet is marked on the Von Valancius Protectorate charts as Atle, and serves as a backup source of water for the habitable worlds of neighboring systems. Due to the abundance of bacteria proliferating in the Atle hydrosphere, the extraction of ice was stopped half a century ago. Much to your officer's surprise, the augurs detected an unidentified mining rig deep underground. Presumably, the excavation is aimed at extracting clay minerals near the planet's core, enriched with iron and other materials. Contact the Extractium's Vox station. The Extractium turns out to be Incendia Corda's latest investment, whose domain is located just within a few jumps from the Kranak system. While this world is of little value to the Von Valancius dynasty, your officers see the gesture as an attempt to test the boundaries of the newly minted rogue trader's leniency. Let's see. The Seneschal considers this act unacceptable and insists on confiscating and rebasing this extractium that was illegally set up in Von Valancius territory. The frightened workers and the token security crew do not even attempt to resist the superior forces. The machines are delivered to the flagship's cargo hold, and shortly after, the officers plant the Von Valancius' banner on the spot where the extractium used to be. Mobile extractium gained. Damn right. Corda, I feel like I'm going to have to take down your dynasty before the end of this game. What do we think? All right. Looks like we're going to have a ship battle.
This hallowed vessel's bulkheads will hold strong.
Oh no. That's a lot of ships. Okay, they're all small at least, but... oh dear.
Engage the engines. Let the void sort them out.
Okay, getting 2 extra range won't help us here. Do I want to shift over more? No, let's save that. Damn, the maneuverability on these little ones. It's not going to be good for us, is it? Bring the pain.
Make every shot count. Helmsman, take us in.
Man, that's upsetting.
Torpedoes away! Macro cannons, open fire!
Let's see. Do it. Oh, I don't have that turnaround. Did you just teleport, bro? What was that? First off, we're going to recharge.
Let them taste our fury. Salvo!
We'll never be able to use that one, so suppose we're just going to do that. They shouldn't be able to turn around. You'll probably be able to attack me. Oh, yes. Come right into my line of sight, buddy.
Coordinates set. Let the void sort them out. Engage the engines.
I think we got him. Because of this. Augury Array provides void ship weapons with targeting data, granting 90% hit chance and 5% critical hit chance. %15% crit chance, huh? So we're trading off 10% hit for 15% critical. I'll try it. Can't believe how rarely we're actually finding things to put into these slots, though. Okay, this will be a big one. We've been hearing a lot about Kiava Gamma for a while now, and things are not looking good there. That giant machine thing on that, Dead Space ship or whatever it was. Can't remember if it was a bunker or a ship. I think it was a ship, right? It came from here. Yeah, that ship came from here. So, things are not good here. I really should bring Pascal, though. I think in this case, Abelard's going out and Pascal's coming in. Yeah, Pascal should be here. Guaranteed we're gonna need his tech anyway. Okay, dropping frames like crazy. Heinrich frowns as his eyes sweep over the manufactorum's dark halls. No solemn ceremony, no personal meeting with magi. I fear we are too late and we won't be dealing with the clandestine heretics after all. Beneric arias of alarm stream out of Pascal's Vox synthesizer. In their neurotic broken rhythm, you sense a call to arms and a warning of danger. Remind me, what is your mission on Kiava Gamma? I assumed I would conduct an investigation and track down traces of the cult to the final dawn. I believe I can discard that plan now. Both the incident with the scrap code and the manner in which we were forced to land on Kiava Gamma indicate that the situation has taken a turn for the worse. Nevertheless, I must use this opportunity and try to determine what the cult was doing on an industrial world and what specifically interested them on a planet full of sacred machines and servants of the Omnissiah. First, we must find someone who can tell us what's been going on here. Heinrich pauses, straining to hear something. If that is, there is anyone left here to speak to. Okay, any suggestions? Let's look around and find out why the arrival of the rogue trader did not elicit the usual fuss. To speak plainly, I would not count on a warm welcome at this rate. Better keep your weapon at the ready. Well, let's go. He nods, continuing to stare into the surrounding gloom. Okay, looks like we got level ups. Okay, choose a talent. I had a couple in my notes that were interesting. Hidden Advantage is one of them. Nerves of Steel is one of them. So you just gain 5 more stacks of tactical advantage. Okay. Nerves of Steel. Whenever the Master Tactician or their allies gain momentum, they gain +1 more. Whenever the Master Tactician or their allies lose momentum, they lose 1 less. Okay. I've also got Undisputed Advantage, which I think... Oh, we got that one last time. Okay, I need to take that off my list then. Let's see. Unwavering Motivation and Stronghold. Okay, what is this? Targets of Inspire gain +1 additional damage for every 10 stacks of tactical advantage until the beginning of the Master Tactician's next turn. Okay, so that just supports a ability that we took. And then what is Stronghold? Strong Point also grants half the amount of temporary wounds to the ally closest to the target. Okay. I think Nerves of Steel. So, just more momentum, lose less momentum. Okay, what do we want on you? On the first turn of every combat. No, no. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight, or the Psyker's in cover, all resistance tests. No. Okay, Veil Degradation could be good. Okay, let's look at some of his assassin ones. Bringer of Doom is in my list of ones that were interesting to me. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, this attack reduces the target's armor and dodge till the end of the assassin's turn. Does not stat. Okay, we'll take it. It's in my list, why not? Now, Cassia, you don't have Psyker levels, right? No, there's not a circle here for Psych level. Because for whatever reason, navigators aren't the same as Psychers. It's a different thing, apparently. That one could be good because it goes well with her defensive stratagem that she's got. And so that just reinforces that. That one's only melee, huh? Deflection against melee. Okay, so it's between that and something down here. These are considered commons as well, though, so honestly, for this one, I may take Crossfire Zone. Let's do Crossfire Zone. Okay, you're Liet. I don't have any notes for you. So let's just find something. Reduction when prey is killed. That one could be good too, because you're doing a lot of criticals. And so you get your crits, and then you just get even more armor penetration that stacks. Oh, that one's good too. Whenever an enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by the bounty hunter or their ally, the bounty hunter gains a plus percentage damage for 2 rounds. Okay, we'll take that. That sounds good. Okay, Argenta. Dude, that just, yeah, that's so good. Broad expertise, like you just get a big bonus to your weapon skill and ballistic skill. I do have one talent for you. I wonder if that one counts as a common though. Machine Spirit Scan Protocols, which I think is down here. What does this do? Applies 1 stack of exploit on all affected enemies. So when I use Machine Spirit Communion. Okay. Sure, we'll take it.
Let us not dawdle.
Hi guys. We good? Okay, we're good for now. We'll see how long that lasts, huh? Let's see. The Cogitator's panel has dozens of breakers, buttons, handles, switches, and other control mechanisms. View the log. You discover the local data crypt with contents collected by either previous operators or the machine spirit itself. Using your access, you study the archives stored on the Cogitator. Okay, view the first log. Praise be to the Omnissiah, whose might and power transforms dead metal to make manifest the holy visions of the machine god. The new protocols received at the Synod from the Great Fabricator Censor have been executed despite those who shuddered at the thought of changing a standard procedure. Embolden your hearts, those whose inner weakness breeds errors in personal calculations. For the Fabricator Censor is the conductor of the higher will and the wisest among us. The high-ranking tech priest who may act as an overseer of an entire planet. So basically this guy seemed to have changed a procedure, and he might have been doing it under the control of chaos or as part of the cult. Basically they're the same thing. So today at the Supreme Assembly, the Fabricator Censor unsealed the vaults of the sacred designs and committed those deemed redundant or heretical to purifying disposal. Today, dozens of standard procedures were lost to be replaced by new ones, which the Fabricator Censor will deliver to those who demonstrate the greatest devotion to serving the truth. But the databanks contain no notion of truth. Could there have been? May the all-knowing one, the gracious keeper, forgive me, an error in the Fabricator Censor's calculations. And he meant to say, serving the quest for knowledge. Okay, we'll do this logic check. 60%, not guaranteed. View the third data log, which is hidden by the protection of the machine spirit. Damn it. Your understanding of sacred technologies is not enough to get past the Cogitator's loyal guardian. It's machine spirit. No matter how hard you try to coerce it, the system remains impervious. Before you is an ancient but wholly typical console intended for use by people not trained in the mysteries of ministering to machine spirits. The Cogitator is completely silent, but as you approach, you sense the warmth emanating from its metallic casing, a telltale sign that the machine is working. You discovered the local data crypt. The vast data repositories contain millions of strings related to receiving raw materials for processing shipping process metals, and schedules for sacred rituals to be performed over the machines coming off the production line. The manufactorum once operated like one gargantuan well-oiled mechanism. The last record is from 2 months ago. Why'd I even bring you, Pascal, if you're going to fail your 60% check? Must have been a hard one. 60% for him. You hear the dull thuds from within the thick metal as if some process endlessly pounding is running in the depths of these pipes. Cassia, your mind is swapped in blue-gray smoke. Master Van Calox, a heavy color, for heavy thoughts, I presume. You are a dangerous person, Lady Orselio. All navigators are, but your abilities place you in a special category. Don't you talk to my girl that way. I'll kick you off this team so fast? You disrespect my fish queen? 16 Universal Laws, the Mysteries, containing revelations of the Omnissiah, recorded in a special Beneric dialect. Only a member of the cult Mechanicus with a key to the cipher may partake of the wisdom of the machine god. We good, bro, or are you gonna attack us? The lumps protruding under the tech priest's bedraggled red robe hint at the mechanisms implanted in his body. You see his haggard and sickly face under the archaic respirator augmetic. A click, a clank, a barely audible hiss, and only then the tech priest Vox finishes the words. Identification. Request denied. Pascal turns to you, his visor gleaming crimson, registering an anomalous behavior within the servant's organics and an invalid noosphere response. This unit is compromised. Okay. Examine. You carefully study the robe-clad figure. A black border of necrosis spreads out from around the tech priest's implants. For some reason, his body is rejecting the true flesh. A moment later, you recognize the dominant smell of the bouquet of scents permeating the air around the tech priest. The stench of rotten meat. Is that the way to greet the master of your world? The tech priest pauses as his external cogitators whir, processing the information. Finally, the malfunctioning Vox produces a cracked voice. Irregularity. Execution of the fabricator sensor approved protocol 3942 recommended. Let's see. And what is this protocol exactly? A sacred decree passed by the fabricator sensor that dictates the course of action that tech comrades of Kiava Gamma in suboptimal working condition are to follow. Immediate execution of Protocol 3942 recommended. Recommendation rejected. The catechism of protocols could have been distorted. Adherence to the standard procedure of reconnaissance and purification recommended. The fabricator censor is a traitor to the Imperium and humanity. I will not comply with any protocols approved by him. Anticipated process disrupted. Execution of disposal protocol recommended. The tech priest draws his weapon, and as his robe opens, your senses are hit by a fetid wave of rot. Alright, time to murder. Nice.
This is why I was chosen!
That is foolishness.
Okay.
if it serves your cause. I understand your intent. Ancestors, guide me.
Okay, you had way more movement than I was expecting. Way more. Alright, you all need to leave my fish queen alone, okay? That's all I'm saying. Like, leave her be. How dare you? Alright, if I do this, it will make it cost 1 less next time. Well, no, it's per every 4 stack or something, right? So it won't quite do that, but it's still a stack.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
That's the stuff. Whoa, I don't know why that transferred over. That was weird.
I am his will made
Then why not?
manifest.
That's 2. That's 3. We have 8 of these. That's
Doubt is
4.
for the weak. For you, my Emperor! I'll do it.
That's 5.
That is not the Emperor's will. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I think this is the last one. Okay.
I'll make it happen.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely brutal.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh yeah, that cost 2. That's my bad.
I'll do it.
Alright, I tried.
On it. I'll make it happen.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. My vow is to serve. Request denied.
No line of sight to target being south. Let's try that again.
I need a foothold. Naturally.
High momentum.
Yeah, we crushed these guys.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay, so that pathway's gone now, so we have to go this way. Good fight, no injuries.
Keep your
yeah, we kind of
wits
just
about
really
you.
crushed those guys, didn't we? We love to see it.
This is intriguing.
Whoa, where are you going, bro? Oh, whatever that is like down there or something.
I better myself through my
They
service.
fear to look at me because of my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Okay, those warp checks when they fail often give us like injuries and stuff, so I don't know if I want to do that at a 35. Blood mixed with machine oil is barely visible in the dark floor.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, I didn't expect that one to come out.
Nothing
Come on, man.
escapes my sight.
Okay, look at this mark. Someone was dragged.
Never
No,
doubt
someone
me.
walked in our direction very recently, but we didn't see anyone.
Kemorak!
Okay, set up a ladder. No, we're reloading that. So it looks like there might be a pathway over there. We took a whole bunch of injuries. There's no reason for us to do that, so. And it looks like we can set up a ladder on the other side and then maybe climb up and not have to go through that, so. We'll just look for a different way. Oh wait, what was that athletics check?
Is there money to be made?
Okay, maybe we have to go all the way around for that? What the hell? Okay, so yeah, there's a pathway this way. Alright.
I always
If we can't
have
find
a
a
backup plan.
pathway around the other direction, then we'll come back.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay. And this is where we're going to end this episode. So, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one where we continue looking through Kiava Gamma. Bye, everybody.
I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Knife Namaste, Kyle the Monarch, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Andy Ford, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, A Happy Fat Panda, Turkeyfoot 27, Pedo Kuto, Shadow Raven, Anna Kate the Great, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.